When you're considering starting seeds inside, the first thing you need to think about is which seeds to start inside. Not all seeds are appropriate to start inside. Some seeds don't transplant really well, and obviously they wouldn't be good candidates to start inside. Other seeds grow so fast, so quick, there's really no advantage to starting inside. For example, if you've ever seen a pumpkin grow, they get really big, really fast. And if you started pumpkin seeds inside, at best, you'd probably have 2 weeks before you had to plant that thing out, or you'd have to get a gigantic pot to keep it growing inside, which probably isn't what you want to do. Because even if you had the large pot, then you've got this humongous vine you got to deal with. How are you going to get that outside and transplanted in the dirt without breaking it up? So when starting seeds inside, you first need to stop and make a list of everything you're going to grow, and then go down through that list and see which seeds it's necessary to start inside. Typically when you're starting seeds inside, it's because your growing season isn't long enough to allow you to start the plant outside and still get a good harvest. Another reason to start seeds inside is because you may have a plant that starts producing fruit early and then has a really long production period. A good example of that would be the cherry tomato. Now with cherry tomatoes, the sooner you get that thing producing fruit, the more fruit that you're going to have for the season, the bigger your harvest. That's obviously what you want, and that can be a great reason for starting cherry tomatoes inside. A lot of cherry tomatoes produce early enough that you could, even if you've got a decent sized winter, start the tomato outside and still get a harvest, but you may only get a very few tomatoes because by the time it starts producing tomatoes, your season's about up. But if you start inside, then you can have a nice long harvest during your growing season. Choosing which seeds to start inside doesn't necessarily need to be complicated. After this lesson, I'll provide a spreadsheet that I've put together to give you some idea of which seeds are and are not appropriate to start inside. Now, you'll have to collect some information to be able to use the sheet because what I don't know is the area of the world in which you live, and because I don't know where you live, I don't know what your particular growing conditions may be. So you'll need to look that information up to see roughly when your growing season starts, when it ends, so you know how many growing days you've got, say, from frost to frost. And then you can compare that with the information that I provide you on the sheet. You should be able to get a pretty good idea of what seeds you should be starting inside. Now, if you've got questions, please ask me and I'll do my best to help you. Thank you.